I think we're getting ready to go live now. You're a man on time.
Yeah. Even punctuality. I believe in
That's it. It's many of us could learn that.
it. I agree. I also don't like. I can't handle people that are late. I can't handle it.
And when you become like that, they think you're so different because you're on time, you can't tolerate the lateness. They say, oh, come on, it's West Indian time. I don't
No.
know. I don't know what is island time.
Mm-mm. There's only one time, and that's on time.
Yes, we're here. We're going live shortly. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get this.
I'll be able to get a copy of this.
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, we are live now on social media. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube with my YouTube channel as I ask everyone to subscribe and help me to rebuild. Lost,
Mm.
I don't know. It's been years from 2008. I have this one YouTube page. Had my great followings, and all of a sudden, Google just came in, took it over, and say, "Hey, can you tell us which password you use and email?" I don't remember such a thing, but in the meantime, I just created a new one and keep it moving. The old one can stay there. Life goes on.
Fair
But
enough.
anyway, that's it. Welcome to the Avril Show, and we're going to do this tonight our way. And most people, when they have a show, they say, "Oh, we'll wait for everyone to log on." Good night to you, Problem Phipps. Good night to you so much. Thank you for joining us. But as Molly Media would say, they would log on. We don't have to sit and wait. If they don't see it now, they'll see it later.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for joining me, and we're going to make this a great show tonight, and we're going to do
Thanks
what we
for having
have to do, and we'll deal with the followers, and everybody think about the followings, and they can't start until they say, "Oh, we'll wait until we have at least 50 people join." Now this show must go on, and we are people about time.
me. Mm-hmm.
So let me sip. They say drink water and what? Mm-hmm. They say drink water and mind your business. But
Okay.
tonight, the only business we're going to mind tonight is the Avril Show. Right, Problem? Thank you for sharing it. And for those who are logged on, we thank you for joining us. We're coming to you. We're going from New York to Barbados. We're talking about real music. Good night to you, Philbert, silent listener. No, you're not. Silent listeners don't comment. They just stay there and watch. So thank you, Philbert, so much for letting me know that you're watching. But anyway, they say tonight is Afro night, and I don't always follow trends, you know. I'm in my house, it's hot. The light is hot. Everything is hot up in here. The only person not hot is me, but the lights are hot. Okay, so tonight we're going to do it our way. We're going into Barbados tonight. And if you haven't heard and you never heard, I'm going to tell you there's something about music. And I always tell people music is a source of life. It's energy. How you doing, Shirley Tripico, the woman that love real music, real life band? Well, that's why I brought it for you tonight, Shirley. Next thing you're gonna say, "Oh, I want to go to Barbados. I want to visit Barbados." Shirley, I can hear you saying that now. But anyway, we're joined tonight by Nicholas Brancker. And if I pronounce the name off, he's gonna correct it. But Shirley, this is a
Perfectly right. Perfectly
I'm
right.
perfectly correct, right? That's how
Yes.
we do it. That's how we do it. Hi, Shirley. But anyway, tonight we're here live and we're going to talk about real music because sometimes you hear some music, you hear some band, and you want to know who put them together. But this man captured my attention, and I told him, I said, "You had me laughing." And not in a funny way, but you know, when somebody's into their music, Shirley, I'm going to show you tonight. He's into his music, he's into what he's doing. And I must admit to you, it turns me on. Gretel Blake, you say you couldn't wait for tonight to hear the interview. Well, thanks for joining us, Gretel. I'm glad you didn't fall asleep because I must admit, I am not here to compete with any band. Aftel, all the way from Israel, Jordan. Okay, good evening to you. I guess that's Gloria, the dietitian in Jordan. But anyway, get back to it. Your music, there's a saying that say, your music just turns me on. I listen, and they know I go real. I listen to your music and I don't compare nobody. Everybody's unique in their own way. But
That
there's
is
something about you when you hold that guitar. There's something about you when people is in your studio. There's something about you behind your music. I want to hear who is Nicholas Brancker. Tell me something about you because listen, I can go on, I study people, I follow and I watch. And I know you're not just a musician, you're a great speaker. I witnessed that.
okay.
So
Okay.
I've been paying attention.
Okay.
So, all right, good evening to you on YouTube, Chirita. Chirita say, I'm watching you on YouTube. Thank you so much, Chirita. And happy birthday to you and your twin sister, Natalie. Celebrate no matter the situation. Have a great evening. But listen, I want to hear from you. Who
Mhm.
is this man, Nicholas?
Okay. Well, I am a Barbadian musician. Um, I have been in music for maybe 40 years now. I've been doing all kinds of different things. I started off as a keyboard player in bands at school and whatnot in the 70s, late 70s. And my first real professional gig was as Eddie Grant's bass player in that would have been the mid 80s. I did a couple of world tours with him. I was just, I knew as from that time that I was going to make music forever. I have been a musician in my mind from the day I was born, but I never really thought about it as a career because coming from the Caribbean, you don't really see many examples, especially from my part of the Caribbean. You don't see many examples of really successful musicians. So I always had kind of, problems with my family and things trying to tell me, well, you should do something a little bit more stable and you should go to university and do, that kind of talk.
Sound like us parents here. Go ahead. Go
Right,
ahead.
right, right. And I was like, well, nah, this is what I want to do. Um, because I would say my first real musical experiences, I was born in England. And at about 3 years old, somebody gave me a small piano for Christmas, a toy piano. It was like a little 2 foot red piano. I can still see it now. And what I used to do with this thing is that any song that played on the radio, I would sit down and pick out the melodies and play at 3. So people were like, okay, well, this guy has some kind of talent. So let's, develop it. I went to piano lessons at maybe 6 and did the whole classical spiel up
Mm-hmm.
to, the Royal School of Music. But my love was for jazz and um, I would say more black influenced music, right? So fast forward to after the Eddie Grant thing, I started doing some production in Barbados. I opened a little studio and I worked in a lot of like calypso music, soca music in Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean. So I worked with artists like Crossfire. I produced all of Crossfire's music, Edwin and Crossfire. I produced Rupee, I produced Machel, I produced Alison Hines and Square One. People you may have heard of or not. Worked with David Rudder, that whole crew of people. And I did that like nonstop for about 15 years. And then I kind of started to get a little burnt out. And I decided, well, I think I'm going to stop doing this and try to play again a little bit more. And then I started to work. This would have been in 2005, roughly. I started to work with Roberta Flack. And I played
Roberta Flack.
Yeah, yeah. I
You've
was in
been
her
around
band.
the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was in her band for about 10 years. Ended up kind of like being her musical director and whatnot. And then in 2016 or thereabouts, I decided, well, I wanted, having experienced the level of musicianship that I experienced in her band, doing American music basically, which is what she did, I felt the need to kind of work in Barbados with musicians and try to develop a similar standard of music, but using our own influences and our Caribbean experience. And that's where the Nicholas Brancker Band started. That was around the middle of 2016.
Mhm.
And since then, we've been kind of just, building a repertoire and a following, and then, just working around this part of the world. Of course, the last 2, 3 years have been pretty difficult. So actually, in a way, it's good because you may not have heard of us if we weren't forced into this situation of doing more on
Yes.
work and whatnot. So, there has been benefit. So we're just working on different things. I'm in the studio now trying to develop some younger artists. And I'm also, just keeping myself interested because I really do love what I do. And I think that coming from the Caribbean is important to be good and to sell our styles in ways that the average West Indian doesn't do, so that we can.
I'm going to show them in a few minutes. Something that just gives me chills. I sit and listen, man. I watch a video that I'm going to show Shirley in a minute, and I just watch you. You're into that.
Yeah, yeah,
Your body language, your moves. It's like yes, it's like you want to pull your skin out. And I got to show them tonight. I mean, they just a little piece. I'm not going to give you all everything. You're all going to have to find out more about them by following. But I like to tease, so I'm going to give you all a little tease here tonight.
you call yourself a tease. That's
Yeah, yeah, just a little tease I'm gonna give them. You see, you can't give these people everything, You gotta give them a
right,
little piece so they could
right,
come back.
right, 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 right.
Yeah, you want them to say that was good. Or next thing you know, they want to come back and they're gonna keep coming back. Then
Right,
they
right.
hook.
I
That's
get
what you
you.
want them to. You get it, right?
Got
All
you.
right. So we are here talking to Nicholas Brancker, the band out of Barbados. He's not just a musician, not just an entertainer. And you have this thing that I laugh every time you say tunes.
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 HOONS.
Yes.
That's
And
what tunes.
that's right. So listen, we're going to drop something in here, especially for Shirley. Shirley's dying for vacation. Shirley love live band. Shirley love music. And if you're out there tonight, this is what it's all about tonight. It's tunes. And if you're in another band, don't feel like Avril is saying your band is not good and this is the best. It's no competition. We're unique people here, and we're going to behave that way tonight. So feel free, as someone said, can I share? Yes, feel free to share this show for me, please. Thank you so much.
Share alike. Share and share alike.
Share, that's right. Hi, Merlin Sanders. Yes, thank you, Merlin. Don't even know where you're at, but thank you. I'm going to give you all a piece, and I want to thank the sponsors who keep me on the radio for the last how many 22 years, how many years I've been doing that. Sounds a lot. 22 years. I hope God I make the best out of 22 years, because I'm
Wow.
telling you, time flies.
You started when you were 5.
Don't make me blush. I'm going to bring something to you tonight, my people. Just a little teaser. And for those who come on late, the show starts at 9. If you miss it, you'll just have to rewind and watch it later. But I got to give you this piece. I just love it. I just love it. Let me see. Which one is it? Let's see if we could do it this way. Just a little piece. Of course.
It's good music, just as long as it's swinging. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Spotlight and blue curtain, out doing a good flow show. same way.
Now y'all tell me out there, that's just a little tease. Good evening to you, Joy Williams. Love this great concept. Shirley, I know you love music. Shirley says she love this great concept.
That's great. That's
Listen to me, man. The music is so clean.
mm,
Clean. Joy Williams, good evening to you. How you doing, stranger? What listen, I know it's a combination of different artists.
right. Well, what I did there is that spooge. That music is what we call spooge music in Barbados. So
Spooge.
the beat is spooge. It is a.
Okay.
It's not as popular now as it used to be in the early 70s. And what we're trying to do is kind of revive it in a way. So those songs that they're singing are songs from the spooge period. So it's a medley of 5 tunes that I just decided to put them together and get some younger singers to sing them, because the original artists are a lot older now, and to kind of make it more interesting for the younger people who are not really familiar with the past, and also to kind of bring interest in through using people like Edwin singing it, because normally people would know Edwin singing something else.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I've known Edwin for 40 years, and when he started singing, he was singing like this more than what he sings, like what you know.
Yeah.
So it was really just about trying to bring all of these things together. And the band that I have, well, I can't even say I have a band because we work together really. It's just
Yes.
kind of the brains behind it. But everybody is so interested in doing music on a certain level. And then we also have a really excellent technical crew. So our sound, I think, is much better than you would expect it to be, because we've spent a lot of time working out how to record it and how to make it sound like how we want it to sound, so that it doesn't feel like, damn, this is great music, but we wish it sounded better. we try to I mean, the level of commitment is such then that the girl that sang, Nikita,
Yes.
she was, as you can see in the video, she's pregnant, right?
Okay.
Right? And she gave birth the next day.
After that.
You understand what I'm saying? That's how
Oh,
came. She was like, I am gonna come and sing it, but I mean, I may have to just, I may go
have
into
going to labor
the
after that. Who
you
wouldn't go into labor after that? Good evening,
understand?
Alde Castro. How you doing, sweetie? I'm glad you joined us. And if you missed the video just now, I'm going to play it back just for you. Good evening to you, Norman Jordan. Yep, Spooge was real big. Dragons 2 out of
But, yeah,
okay, so
yeah,
Merlin, you know music. I never heard of it. We're learning.
yeah.
And Mr. Al De Castro, I'm gonna have to play it for you again if you miss it, because I know you just log on. But we're talking real music here, classy music out of Barbados. I mean, I just sit down and watch this man, Nicholas Brancker, and I fall in love with the band. Just clean. And you just said something about there's something about the band. I follow you so much, and the last thing you sent me is like we're being in a pandemic,
Yeah.
and just listening to that video, it's like saying we are one happy family.
Right.
We eat together, we drink together. I say, when are we as a people gonna learn to do that?
Right. Well, we what I've also done. There's some songs that have come out in Barbados, like soca tunes, right?
Yes.
And I decided to do something which was a little bit of a rebellion in the beginning, where
Mm-hmm.
like you would go to a show and a singer would come out and sing with tracks,
Yeah.
with no band. They would just have tracks playing, and you very rarely see it the other way around, where a band will come and play and use the singer's voice and the singer not there. And I felt like using these tracks when a singer is singing
Mm-hmm.
kind of puts musicians out of work, and it also kind of it kills the vibe of the performance, because a band playing with a singer is a completely different energy
Yes.
from just a singer on the stage trying to hype people up. So I decided to take some vocals from what people had already put out and put different music to it, and then let them come and sing with us. So that song is actually a kind of a remake, what I call a remash of a soca song, but we did it in a way that it feels much more like a live performance by a band, like we're all together just enjoying ourselves.
Yes,
I really
I could
love
feel it too. I could feel
yeah,
it.
I
I could
love how
feel
that
it. It came
right
out
from
real, and your energy in that is like you listen to the video, but I'm watching you. I just like when you, it's like you're feeling it. You're
yeah.
saying, okay, this is good. This is good.
Well, I mean, I don't make music because I like it. I don't make music for people to like me. I make music because this is what I'm born to do. I can't not do it. It is part of my soul, it's part of my being, it's part of everything. It's something that I think about is my existence. Every day is all in my head, all the time.
Music. Okay,
And so
well, listen to me, man. I just want somebody to feel like me right now. Hot, flush, everything. Shirley say, when will you perform here in New York? Shirley, you know I'm not doing my outdoor event this year because I want us to get back to more than some normalcy. Because you know my event is a outdoor event, big in the park, and so many people that I can't really control the crowd. So I said, let me get this year where we see where we at, come back next year, Labor Day. But some people say, Avril, you still have time. But when you got to go through NYPD and all that you have to go through and the permits and everything, it's a lot of running around. It looks good when you walk in the park and the band is on the stage, but I think I need to move it to the 12th district. What did you say, Mr. DeCastro? Lana Gas, how you doing in Florida? Read more. Good evening to you, Miss Jamaica. We're going into that. I'm going to show you Chuck Johnson tune Any Day Now was a great choice. Oh, Shirley, you really into your music. I'm gonna take you into another one of Nicholas that you sent me. I like it for the fact that you're saying we are one happy family. We eat, we drink, we do everything together. And it's a message that our people need to learn to do. Come together, eat, drink, and be merry. Not
right,
eat, drink, and then stab you.
right.
This is what I'm talking about. We want togetherness. And we are going into this. I am going to give you a piece of this tune right now. I'm trying to tease the people tonight. Follow Nicholas Brancker Band. This is what I'm giving you, just teasing you. I just love to tease. That's Nicholas on the bass, Shirley. Look, watch it. One happy family.
Both hands in the air. Let me see my posse. Long time I ain't see we all together. So it's big time of year to hype up and party. Drink a drink and jam somebody. You don't know. Cause my team, be the partial. When it comes to break, we not normal. Peace the vibes. 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 Bring forth the libation. Let me hype up this situation.
Listen, people, I know you all would sit here. Monique, good evening. Monique say nice music. Music in you. Oh Lord, I can't repeat what Merlin's saying there. Good night, cuz. Charita, good evening to you. Charita, good night, hon. Good night. How are you on YouTube watching? Listen, the music, Mr. De Castro, I know you love to hear good music too. And if you missed the first one, in that part that I cut out that they didn't see, you have a section that the young ladies sing about. And I think a lot of women can relate to that because I ain't gonna tell you, but you got to hear it because I know a lot of you gonna hear that and you're gonna say, yeah, so true. You ain't settling for that. You all don't want to be no second. You all want to be 1st. I know that feeling. That's why I'm single. I don't want to be the second. So I'm gonna come back to that. But let me hear from Nicholas. I know you have lost some great legend. There was a band that I saw you spoke about when I was young. I like to say that because I want to feel grown, you know. When I was young and partying, there was a band called Cassav.
Yes, ma'am.
That was out of Dominica, right?
Yeah, they came from Guadeloupe, actually. Some of them
Guadeloupe.
Guadeloupe, some from Martinique, and a couple of them were actually from France. But they were a major, major influence on me in the, like, I first heard them, I would say around 1980. And they had a live album at the Zenith in France, and it was so moving to me to hear music of that level played by musicians from the Caribbean and getting that kind of international response. Because I've always found live albums to be much more interesting than studio albums, especially
Yes.
when good. And so, you know, it was just, it was very motivational. It made me feel like, yeah, okay, right. So what I think in my head is possible. Not that I want to do what they do, but I want to do it on the level that they do it. So, like, in terms of, and because they don't, even though they're from the West Indies, because, you know, like in the Caribbean, the people who speak French in the Caribbean, we don't really get to interact with them as much as we should. I mean, they're like just across the water, but because we don't have the same language, we don't really interact in the way that the kind of connections aren't as strong as they should be. So I was really, really touched by the level of execution of that band. There was another band from Guadeloupe too called Malavoie that I loved a lot as well. A lot of strings and everything. And the level of musicianship was just so high, you know. So I always felt like, okay, so this is how we must represent. You know, like America has their great bands, England has their great bands, all the countries in Africa have their great bands. And we have great bands in the West Indies too, but I wanted to be one of them. I wanted to be like, okay, so we're gonna have a band that is just on that level.
Well, listen. The text say, stop the teasing, play, play the video. I just tease you guys. You understand? Instead of texting me that, just say thank you because sometimes when you get teased and it feels good, you must say thank you. You are so rude. Next thing you all say, won't you give me more? You see, that's how we do it. Just say, please, it was so good. You understand? Josephine Kelly in Texas, good evening to you, sweetheart. So if one person in Texas watching, one person in Jamaica, and Lorna Gars in Florida, and you over there, Zouk style Avril, that music drives people crazy. I can't go crazy now in my old days. You know, some of you all young people want to be cougars, and when you all time to go crazy, you all can't do it. Respect yourself. I just want smooth stuff. I'm going to show you why I don't want the Zouk style. I want you to hear this song right now, what the young lady say. And you hear, Nicholas says she went into labor the day after this. So if you all know you all want to go into labor, watch this video now. Watch this. Good music. Some of you think you are playing music. I tell you all, it's too much noise. You all just making noise and you all don't listen. But this one is what I am going to tell you I love. Make sure I give you the right one because when you're teasing, you want to tease right. Hold on. A little problem here. See, when you try to tease, you always get yourself caught up. All right, so let me look for it for you. Mr. De Castro, this is for you. I'm playing this just for you. I don't know why this didn't just come up. Let's see if it open up here now.
Do you like good music? That's good music. Just as long as it's swinging. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Spotlight and Lou Curtain out doing a good flow show, singing love of a lifetime. Oh yeah. Spotlight on the traders. Oh, don't they look great, yo? Do it stick by me, yo? Oh yeah. Spotlight and Dick Stout, y'all. Singing pretty blue eyes, y'all. Singing pretty blue eyes, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Any day now, I will hear you say goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. Then, my wild, beautiful bird, you'll have flown. Oh, any day now, love will let you down. 'Cause I'll be
I knew before I loved him. I knew before I needed him. I knew I didn't want to leave him. Never heard him say he felt the same way until I heard him say, "Hello there, baby.
Yes, Shirley.
I hope you miss me. I hope you know I love you." And I said, "I love you too. Not gonna be your standby love.
That's right.
Your standby love. Your standby love. I'm not gonna be your standby love. Your standby love anymore." I heard that you are telling your friends that I'm your standby love.
Don't do that, Nicholas.
You say you got me where you want me. You use me every time you want to.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing how much I go through with you, I know the rumor can't be a lie. So you better start looking for a new standby love. 'Cause the one you had just walked out.
Bet you love I do. Bet you love I do.
Why young? You say you love it? You're on your way? Well, let me tell you something. If I could get them here in June, Shirley, I would do that. Shirley said my blood pressure is rising up. Shirley, listen to me. It says I love good music. And this is good music. They're saying it, but they're giving it to listen to me, man. If I it, listen, the doors are opening back up. Problem, we got to get a sponsor. We got to get a sponsor. I don't know which one of my sponsors here tonight. Shirley, which one you think of my sponsors that is going to bring this band to New York? But we have to have good music. And this is my sponsors. I got to thank them. They work with me. And because of them, I'm here tonight.
Friends will move on. New friends will be found.
Let's still car service.
Old love can die.
Attorney Hugh Campbell.
New love will come along. Life is full of changes, some nasty surprises. But through it all, I stay strong and carry on. Cause nothing keeps a good woman down.
That's right. That's right. I want them to know nothing. Keep a good woman down. That's why I'm still standing after so many years. I remember when I first started on the radio and they gave me prime time. The first person said to me, "You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it because that's prime time and it's too costly." But because of those few sponsors, they said you're not going anywhere. And I'm still standing. And even though the pandemic come, like Nicholas say, I didn't quit radio. I bring it to another platform so you could continue to hear the Avril show.
You gotta keep moving.
You got to keep it moving. So you see, we come up with new ideas, and so many people complain about the pandemic, but they don't know out of that storm we have created so many great things. So the storm was not, it didn't come to destroy everybody. Brian Jack, how all those horns remind me of Ellie Mac Brass for days and clean. Brian, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while on social media. Thank you for tuning in. And Nicholas, I see you supporting walks during COVID with a man that I know growing up. You hear the name Red Plastic Bag.
Yeah. Well, I have produced Plastic Bags music since I think we started working together in 1990. So I've been producing his music for the last, well, how much years is that? 32. And so we do a lot of stuff together. And he has a Red Foundation that he started, and they had a thing where we walked around the island.
Mm-hmm.
Not one day. So every Sunday we walked a different part of the island, and I joined for the last one, and I turned the walk into a run. So we ran the last, that might have been about 10 or 15 miles, and yeah, but I've been working with him for a long time.
You say 15 miles?
Yeah. I ran it. They walk. I ran it. Me and some young people.
Young people. So I would have been back there with them. I would be starting when you're finishing.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, man. It's good to know some of the great things that you're doing, because I saw you speaking at a college. I see you doing so many things. If you're just joining us, we're talking to the Nicholas Brancker band, but this is Nicholas himself joining me from Barbados, and we're here. See, if it was radio, he would be calling in and he would be on the phone and you would be listening to him, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. But you would say, I wonder what he looked like. I wonder who is the person. But now you get a chance to see, hear, and feel the music. So this is what we are talking about. Vivian Clark, good evening to you. Girl, you're late. You just miss out. But the great thing about what you miss, you can always rewind it and watch it after the show. Nice hearing your voice, Avril, under the COVID. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Brian. Things have been a setback, but you still hear my voice. We're still here. We got a lot to give God thanks for. So Nicholas is here telling us about the Nicholas Brancker band. Shirley say, bring them to New York. I got to talk to him after the year, Shirley, to find out you know what it would take to bring this band up here, because boy, he got to come with Edward Earring, and everybody got to be one happy family coming. You can't bring one and don't bring the other. You
Everybody
understand?
gotta
So
come.
everybody got to come. It will be one happy family here in New York. So I was called and say, hey, girl, it's just March. The event is September. We can have it. The gates are open. Is events are going on, but I was trying my best to be so safe and for the people. And before we go any further, I want to say congratulations to our Bronx Ball president, the Honorable Vanessa Gibson, for such an amazing Black History Month last Friday evening. I enjoyed myself. It was great seeing the mayor in the house. Oh, he's full of speech and lyrics, and everyone who was there. It was awesome. And for the women out there, remember tomorrow we start Women's Month. So don't get carried away. That's why I brought our Nicholas tonight to end Black History Month with me. So tomorrow starting, you can have all the women stuff in the world, but we got to end it with a man tonight, a Black man who is doing great things all the way in Barbados. So people, I'm going throughout the world. I'm bringing culture to you. I'm asking you to join together, work together, love each other. As Nicholas said, we should be one happy family. So if you missed the show tonight, you will see it tomorrow. You'll see it later. Share it where someone else can see. I'll be the backup dancer. Nicholas, are you looking for backup dancers?
If you can handle the work, yeah, why not?
If you could handle the work, because that band seemed like you're going to be working.
If you can handle it, yeah, why not?
That's right. If you can handle it, come, because you got to take horn and everything.
Yeah,
It comes with horn, it comes with everything. But
yeah,
man, Nicholas, tell us something that we need to know about the Nicholas Branco band that the people are not aware of.
well, um, really and truly, a lot of people don't know anything about us. I mean, we are the beauty about the band is that we are like almost three generations of people within the band. So, for example, the trumpet player in the band, his father is 10 days older than me,
10
right?
days?
His father is 10 days older than I am, right?
Okay.
We there's a it's like a wide gap in ages between the members. And what I like about that is that um, everybody has a different perspective, you know. So while we are all in the same band, people have and live in the same country, people have grown up listening to different things, and people have grown up with different kinds of influences. The guitar player in the band is 25, right? So he has a whole different understanding of what music is. The music that he grew up listening to is completely different. And what I try to do as the leader of the band is that I would bring an idea, I would have an idea of what I want to execute. And then based on how they respond, because they will have a completely different sensibility from me, based on how they respond, then we can adjust to try to make music that everybody in the band likes, which then means that their own peers would be more attracted to what is going on. A lot of times bands have people who are the same
Yes.
age,
And they
and so,
like the old, and then they say it's an old people band.
right. So it's either they're playing old music or they're playing young music
Yeah.
and not really catering to other people. But what I
Mm.
do is to show that, because our music to me, the thing that bothers me a lot about West Indian music is that we tend to discard or like not preserve the older music that is made. Like,
Mm-hmm.
as if you, for example, when you listen to a lot of rap and hip hop music, they're using and singing songs that are from like the 70s and the 60s. They're sampling songs and bringing back and using, even in reggae music, you can keep hearing things coming back. But I find that because of the kind of carnival nature of what we have in the Southern Caribbean, and because music has to come out fresh every year for people to jump up to, you tend not to want to look backwards. You're always looking forwards.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's hard to keep, a kind of thread of continuity through how the music progresses. So I'm trying to, in my own way, to address that, to bring things forward, but not forgetting what is the past, and trying to acknowledge that the present still is different from what the past was, so that our future will be a little bit more interesting. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my philosophy.
And you know, it's funny you said that because I had Anthony Cruz out of Jamaica here on the show. And I said to him, why is it that we have great artists who have passed on and you don't hear their music anymore? And the minute I name one artist, he say, that's his nephew. I said, why would you let Garnet Silk music die out? Those are music that you could listen to every day.
Right.
Those are music is just like the Barry Salmon. Barry Salmon music will always live on.
Right.
You know, and look what you did with that medley just now. How many people are thinking about something like that? And I'm sure you're going to see somebody else do something similar.
Well, that's fine.
You know,
Good to start trends. I mean, we've done medleys with other kinds of music too. We did one about 4 months ago. We did a Bob Marley and the Wailers and Third World medley. We did like alternating songs. We did a Bob Marley song, then a Third World song, then a Bob Marley song, then a Third World song. And that also was like, when people heard it, like, wow, I mean, we didn't even think of those songs together, because like a lot of the messages were similar. It's just that the styles were different, so it kind of gave the kind of continuity. And then there was another medley that we had done, that we had released to kind of as a tribute to the frontline workers, all those people that were dealing with COVID on the front line, all the healthcare workers that were, risking life and limb to keep everybody else safe. We did a tribute to them with songs like it had No Woman No Cry in it. It had Rally Around the West Indies in it. It had Three Little Birds in it. Don't worry about a thing. It had Lean on Me in it. It had We Are the Champions by Queen. We put all kind of songs together to make a thing. And hopefully people will go on to our Instagram and Facebook page and see some of the things that we've done. The
Nicholas Brancker Band
on Instagram and Facebook, and you can see and YouTube too, and see some of the things that we've done. Because it's really about trying to make all the music. It's all our music, and we can't let it die, and we can't let other people take it up and use it. It's ours, and we need to celebrate it and keep it alive. So that's what I'm trying.
You keep hearing that saying every day. Susanna Martinez, good evening to you, sweetheart, on YouTube. Listen, we hear that all the time. And I always said, it's just the other day, I see a little fight on social media where someone was, and it was a Jamaican fight. So, I stay out of it, stay out of that. But anyway, the fight was someone was talking about Bob Marley music, and someone said, oh, when Bob Marley was around, we didn't respect him enough, right? And now, as you say, this is our music. We have to preserve it. We have to use our music. Why other people are enjoying our culture? Everybody needs to enjoy their culture. This is your music. I mean, when I listen to it, I get Shirley say her pressure went up. I was here getting hot flash,
Yeah. But the thing is that I mean, as we're talking about Black History Month and whatnot, the Caribbean's history is, there's some trauma in our history. And there's a way in which a lot of us haven't reached the point of true self-love in the way that we should, because it was actually kind of systematically beaten out of us. The idea of loving yourself and celebrating yourself and not needing anybody else to give
to love you.
And so as a people, our cultural expression, we have a very strange relationship with it. It's not like, we don't define ourselves through it. We kind of accept it for the moment, and then we say, okay, right, fine, that's it. You don't tend to engage with it on an emotional level. And I I just feel like we need to keep working at that, because especially now that the world is going through all this confusion and you can see the madness unfolding, we need you need something to hold on to, something to keep us like together,
Mm-hmm.
and our to me, we are the most vibrant and expressive and talented artistic culture on the planet. And so we need to, just keep doing things in a way that show that we respect ourselves, and not that we just trying to be popular, or we want people to like us. You respect yourself, and this is the statement we're making. And we're making it on a certain standard, a certain level, and we are comfortable with it, and it's something we can stand behind. So that's what this is really about. I sent you something just now, which is I don't know if you can play
Yeah,
it.
I just saw it. Good evening, Mother Forrest. How are you? Another lady that has a band here in New York. Mother, I'm talking to. You heard me say Nicholas Brancker band. I guess you're tuning in late, but girl, you missed the hot flash moment. Every woman was on here getting hot flash and pressure going up and stuff. It's good. And this is what I talk about when I talk. Sometimes you go out to a place, a venue, and you may not be into the food, but you just want to come out with some friends and sit down and
Right.
hear clean, good music. Just listen and put your heels up, because most of you women will go out in your 3-inch heel and 4-inch heel. You can't walk in them, so you
Right.
are glad to sit down, put your foot up so people can see the heels and act cute, but you listen to some good music. That's how you do it. But some bands, like you say, they're just noise. You don't
Right.
know what they're playing, what they're singing, you don't know what you're hearing, but they're making noise. I love clean music. And as you say, tunes.
Right. Right. Right.
You know, yes, that's how we love it. Everybody wants to hear great music. And I know I can play this all night, and there's more that I can play and gonna play. But I like when I tease you all women, because you all gotta understand that tease is good sometimes. Can't have it all one time. But listen, Nicholas Branco band, this is, you follow them on social medias. You type it in, it must come up. And look at everything that's going on, and you will understand. When Avril says she's busy, what I'm doing, it's some stuff that I have here that I like to bring my audience to something different. So I've never been on the air where I try to listen to another talk show to see what they're talking about, to duplicate. I always like to be different. Music is food for the soul, Shirley says, and Shirley will go out every night if you was in town. I swear, Shirley come to Barbados, the first thing she gonna ask where the band is playing. She ain't gonna care about the food. The food is her music, and this is why I said I know she would have been logging on tonight as she hear band is gonna be on. But Nicholas, man, I'm telling you, we talk, but tonight is a whole different thing from watching you and just speaking to you one on one. I'm getting this. I understand why Shirley pressure gone up. I got new hot flash myself. I could watch that, especially when the girls sing, I don't wanna be what the song calls? One night your side,
Stand by love.
your stand by love. Surely in a time like this, you can't afford when you reach that age to be no stand by love. You understand? So yes, Marva Forrest, the Platinum One band, yeah. Marva says she want to come on the show with her band. So listen, all the bands are unique. We all come with different flavor, different style. But let me tell you something, man. Nicholas Branco is nothing like hearing clean music.
Mm.
You understand? And I see you. It's amazing that you sit here tonight and I'm playing the video and I see you getting into it. It's like you never get you
Uh,
never get enough of it.
nah, I can't. Music is in my soul. Is in every fiber of my soul. I can't ignore it at all. So, because what I sent you just now is a completely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I also try to do is to show that all kinds of music can fit into what you're trying to express. So we play hymns as well. You know what I mean?
Hymns.
Take hymns and play them in a slightly different way. Um, any kind of music at all, we would just find a way to present it that it sounds like it came from us first. Um, so I I try to make it interesting. I also like to, the same way that you tease and you talk about teasing, I like to
Mhm.
play a song and like, when it starts, you're like, well, I ain't sure what this is. It sounds like it could be familiar, but then when you hear the melody, you're like, wow, I never thought that it could sound like that. You know what I mean? And it gives you a different perspective on what the song can be and what your response to it can be. Um, so, for example, the thing I said, you don't have to play it, but the thing I sent you just now is a hymn I grew up hearing in the Anglican church because Barbados is very Anglican,
Yeah, and
uh,
St. Kitts.
and so it's a song I always grew up hearing, and I always heard it one particular way, and then I thought, but I could play this a little differently, and it would still, hopefully, it would still have the same impact, but it would feel different.
Yes.
Um, and so I did it. I released it, I think, on Easter Sunday year before last, and people were like, because I just did it in my little bedroom because we were in a lockdown. I couldn't even go to the studio, so I was in the bedroom and I just did a little thing and filmed it, played keyboards first, and then I played the bass, and then people were like, "Man, this is so peaceful and so calming," and you know what I mean. So it's good to be up and jumping up and making people feel that way too, but then it's also
Yeah.
good to be able to calm down because it always bothers me that when you go to a wedding in the Caribbean, the first dance is never to a Caribbean tune. The first dance is always to some American ballad, some, what I mean?
Yes.
Uh, and like when you go to a funeral, you don't, you hear, like they were saying Gone Too Soon by Michael Jackson or
Yeah.
someone. And I feel like we're trying to make music now that regardless of how you feel as a West Indian, regardless of where you are as a West Indian, you could put on a song and say, however I feel at this moment, I have a song that is
Yeah.
from where I come from.
Yes.
You know what I
True.
mean? So that's really what I'm about.
It's funny. It's funny you said that because it was just tonight Shirley sent me a song and she said, I thought you would love this. And I heard it. It was so different. I said, oh my God, it was a gospel song. And I said, wow, Shirley, I love this. It was different. And now
Mm.
you said the same thing tonight. And that's exactly what we're talking about. And I have something to send to you when we get off here. Also, you're going to laugh, but you're going to
Okay.
love it. It's funny also, but it's a different style of music in the church. And when someone said it to me from St. Kitts, I say, "Oh Lord, now they take it inside the church." But it's good to know they could have a clean fun, enjoying themselves in the
Right,
church.
right.
So for everyone who tune in, you're listening to Nicholas here with me on the Avril Show, the Nicholas Brancker Band. You can Google, Facebook. You're on Facebook now. You're on YouTube. You could watch them and get an idea and a feel of how great this band is. And Shirley already texted me, oh, you got to bring the band to New York. Oh, Lord, Shirley, okay. So this is what we're talking about, tunes tonight, and I'm going to end it tonight. If I got to sit here by myself and sweat again, I want to hear this band take it out tonight because I'm telling you, it's both songs, both we're one big happy family. I just love that. And that's the way our people, we talk about Black History Month so much. And what we don't understand is that we're not even loving each other. Or we're celebrate. We're so busy want to celebrate Black history, but it starts with us as Black folks. How do we celebrate each other? That's our Black history. Man, Nicholas, we can stay here and talk all night, but the greatest gift is that you're here, they know who you are. We gave
Right.
them a piece, we gave them a tease, and we want them to do the rest now, because
Thank you.
I mean, Marva Forest, I can't do nothing more but just give you that first, Steve. No, blessed Nicholas, coming from Gretel Blake and Marva Forest. We thank you all so much, Shirley. I know you would sit here and listen to this all night. So while Nicholas sit and relax or do whatever. I'm going to thank each and every one who tuned in and being a blessing to this program. And if you didn't see it tonight, thank you for tuning in tomorrow. But I'm going to end it with my way, and that is to just sit back and just hear good tunes. Nicholas, I'll join you again. We'll be talking later.
All
But
right.
in the meantime, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining me this evening.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Thank you. I can't hear nothing.
Do you like good music? That makes good music. Just as long as it's swinging. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Spotlight and blue curtain. Out doing a good flow show. Singing love of a lifetime. Oh yeah, spotlight on the traders. Oh, don't they look great, yo? Do it stick by me, yo? Oh yeah, spotlight and dick start, y'all. Singing pretty blue eyes, y'all. Singing pretty blue eyes, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Any day now,
Any day now,
I will hear you say
I will hear you say
goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. Then, my wild, beautiful bird, you would have flown. Oh, any day now,
any day now.
love will let you down. Cause I'll be around.
Thank you, Aldo Castro. Thank you so much.
I knew before I loved him. I knew before I needed him. I knew I didn't wanna leave him. Never heard him say he felt the same way until I heard him say, "Hello there, baby. I hope you miss me.
You're welcome, Jan.
I hope you know I love you." And I said, "I love you too. Not gonna be your standby love, your standby love, your standby love. I'm not gonna be your standby love, your standby love anymore. I heard that you
over and out. Marva said we don't have a full band in the tri-state area like them. Marva, wow, I got to see your band. Marva, I think I see your band one time, and it's been a long time, but over and out, I'm telling you, I gave you the best. You always hear save the best for last. So I saved you the best for last, sending everybody to bed tonight, hearing music in your head while you sleep, because I know this is not going to leave your mind tonight. You're going to go snooping around on YouTube and doing what you got to do. Marva said she shared this band with her band. Thank you, Marva, for the support. Nicholas, man, I'm telling you, I am one who's going to go back and watch this all over. This is like something when you can watch and hear music and want to go back and just listening to it all over again. Clean music. We're going to be talking.
All
I
right.
thank you so much for taking your time all the way in Barbados. So time is different and people I can't keep him any longer. So thank you for staying up with us, each and every one. God bless. Remember, God love you, and so do I. As Nicholas said, we're out.
Over and out.
Over and out. Good night,
All right.
everyone.